What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Crying and Baseball, podcast. I'm your host, Logan Melia. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to see how people like it, but we're going to be looking this day in baseball history. And I'm getting all my information from thisdayinbaseballhistory.com. Be sure to check them out. They got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of good stuff, good content. Check them out. But well, today's January 14th. We're gonna take a look there, and one of the bigger ones, as a White Sox fan myself, I see January 14th, 1963. Hoyt Willem and Luis Aparicio headline a 7-player trade between the Orioles and White Sox. Now, Aparicio goes to the Orioles, and Hoyt Willem goes to the South Side, but that trade happened in '63. Aparicio started off with the Sox in '56, was with their pennant run in '59. He made the All-Star team in '58, '59, '60, '61, '62. And then, so this is he has been an All-Star the past 5 seasons. He finished in the MVP voting second in 1959, the year of the Go-Go Sox. And he's just on top of the baseball world right now for Luis Aparicio, and the Sox decide to deal him to the Orioles. Now, Hoyt Willem, he did great stuff for the Sox in the future, but trading away that guy, he was just so talented, and trading him away, it was fine, but he was just hitting out of his mind, and just a speedy guy in the base path, drew a lot of walks, just a really good player. He won the Rookie of the Year, so it's really good. So, a bit confused why the Sox traded him. He made the All-Star team again in '63 and '64 with the Orioles, but back, actually later on in 1968, goes back to the White Sox, goes back to the team that drafted him for 3 years until he goes from '68 to '70. Plays there for 3 years. He's solid. He was the best his last year when he made the All-Star team. He batted .313 his last year, but he was always finishing in the top 20 of MVP voting. It seems like. He finished second in '59, 21st in '60, 12th in '61. He's just always in that conversation for best baseball player or most valuable player of that year. But goes back to Chicago. Then Chicago lets go of him. Goes to the Red Sox for 71, 72, 73. Makes the All-Star team 71, 72. So, He did some good. I'm just confused why the White Sox let him go 2 times. And he's an extremely special player. He's in the Hall of Fame. 13-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glover, Rookie of the Year. He won the '66 World Series. So, I'm happy for him. Seems like a great guy, but I'm more just mad that the White Sox let him go so much. Now, sticking with the White Sox, another White Sox thing. So, Charles Comiskey Jr. Was trying to buy the Sox in 1960, but Bill Veeck turned down his offer. Now, there's not a lot of information about this, not that I could find, anyways. And it's Bill Veeck. He had some crazy ideas for the Sox, and I feel like Charles Comiskey would have really calmed down everything at the White Sox, calmed down the Bill Veeck chaos. But Bill Veeck was quite the owner, and really just showing himself. The different kinds of nights he would put on, like Disco Demolition Night, like just really a creative guy, a little chaotic to say the least, but just interesting that Charles Comiskey Jr. wanted to buy it back from him. Like, I can see why. I'm curious to what the details were, and I'll tell you if I find them. But on management, Ted Turner in 1976 buys 100% of the Atlanta Braves for $12 million. I mean, a Major League Baseball team for $12 million, that is kind of insane, to say the least. And, so $12 million. Well, let's just think about that for a second. Let's flash forward to 2002, when Barry Bonds avoids arbitration by agreeing to a 5-year, $90 million deal with the Giants. How times have changed, really. And, it's just insane to see, the difference going on in everything. And, Turner Field, named right after him right there. And, Ted Turner was obviously a very integral part into the Atlanta Braves. And, through the 90s, when they won all those division titles, really a really integral part in all of that. And another front office person, John Murphy, the GM that put together the Miracle Mets, dies in 1973 months after their victory. It's really bittersweet, I think of it kind of in the recent passing of Tommy Lasorda, being able to, he was there for the other championships, but Tommy Lasorda got to see the Dodgers finally win the World Series, in this 21st century, and that was something really cool. And now John Murphy got to see it with the Mets, and that's also really cool. In 1981, Frank Robinson is the first black manager in all of MLB, is named the manager of the San Francisco Giants. That, he's a true pioneer, really. Frank Robinson did so much for the league, and, so much too, involving, different people. He's just a really stand-up guy. He's a really, really good guy. And in a little bit later on, in 1987, Hall of Fame too, Catfish Hunter and Billy Williams both go to the Hall. And, Catfish was just a lockdown closer for a long, long time. And just the making batter, shaking the box is that's what he did best, really, is just really, really, taking control of the situation. That was just great to see. I look back at highlights sometimes, and whenever his name pops up, you always see him. You always see him on the mound with that crazy wind up, and you can't. It's amazing to see. It really is. And of course, Billy Williams played for the Cubs for a while. Just a really, really solid player. A 6-time All-Star, won Rookie of the Year, won a batting title, won Major League Player of the Year. A career 63.7 WAR. Now that's pretty good. 426 home runs. Played for the Cubs and then Oakland the last 2 years of his career. Won that DH role. But just an amazing player. He's in the Hall of Fame. Along with Frank and Catfish. Just such consistency I see from him. In his prime, I see a 312 batting average, 315, 276, 278, 288, 293, 322, 301, 333, 288, 280. Those are just good, solid hitting numbers, and that's just the definition of consistency when it comes to this. And during those years, he's hitting 30, 40 home runs. He hit 42 bombs in 1970. This man is great. He really is. And just all the respect in the world. And as a White Sox fan, when I respect a Cubs player like I do for people like Billy Williams, he's got to be pretty darn good. Just a really a really solid player. Now, I want to go back to Frank Robinson for a second. I want to list his stats, and they are truly incredible. We got 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, Triple Crown winner, 14-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, a Gold Glove, a World Series MVP, a batting title, an All-Star Game MVP, a Major League Player of the Year, and a Manager of the Year. He checks every single box you could possibly imagine. And, just this powerhouse player, 586 home runs with a 294 lifetime average. That is incredible. Frank Robinson, truly one of the greats. I just want to circle back and tell everyone some of his stats because they're incredible. They really are. And just insane. His days with the Orioles, when he won one of his MVPs, he won one with the Reds and the Orioles, one of the few players to win one in both leagues. But yeah, just a absolute powerhouse of a player. Just really everything you'd want in a player. Now, there's the one thing I want to circle back to is I mentioned this in yesterday's This Day in Baseball History, but Alex Cora today, or 1 year ago today, mutually parted ways with the Red Sox. And I don't want to if you want to hear more of my thoughts, go back and watch or listen to me 1 year after the Astros punishments and all that stuff. But I'll just touch briefly on it. It's disheartening to see, I used that word a lot yesterday, disheartening to see, Alex Cora, one of the big players in that scandal, get nothing but, okay, you're suspended for 1 year, but, the second we can, we're going to hire you back. And it's just, I'm not sure how I feel about that with the integrity of the game and all that. It's something that doesn't quite sit well with me. And, trying to understand where those real consequences were, and I truly can't think of any. So, Alex Cora, a year ago today, gets canned or mutually parts ways with the Red Sox, and now he's back and going to be managing them for the 2021 season. I think that's just hypocritical, and, he wasn't the main part in all of that. He went to the Red Sox and stuff, but, there's that whole Apple Watch thing with the Red Sox, and there might be stuff we don't know about, and it's difficult to respect a guy who has done what he's done. But I might delve into more of that later on. But and got a little sidetracked there at the end. But I want to thank you for listening to the Crying in Baseball podcast, the This Day in History episode. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for listening. See ya.